Okay, so first of all, I'm going to click somewhere inside the table and then go to Insert and insert a pivot table. I want the pivot table to be in the existing worksheet, and I'm going to put it into this cell here and OK. Then I will type equals pivot by. And in order to be able to click out of this cell, I'm going to put a space at the front. Then we can go back to the pivot table. And the first thing I'm going to put in the pivot table is the rows field. And for me, this is going to be the date and time column. Then I'll right click in this column and go to group. And I will group this just by the days and OK. Then I'll go back to the pivot by formula. And the first thing that we need to put in here is the row fields. So I'll select the whole of the date time column. However, there's an extra step that we need to do in order to get this to be grouped by days. And that is that we need to use the int function. And this rounds a number down to the nearest integer. And when we use this on a date and time, we end up with just the date and it removes the time. So inside the pivot by formula, I need to use the int function and I'll put it around this cell range. Then I'll go back to the pivot table and the next thing I'm going to add in is the columns field, and that is going to be the current gas column. Then I'll go back to pivot by, and the next thing that we're going to put in here is the column fields. So I'll select the whole of the current gas column. Then I'll go back to the pivot table, and the next thing we're going to put in here is the values, and that's going to be the O2 column. Now this defaults to being the sum, so in order to change this, I'm going to click on it and then go to value field settings, and then I'll change this to be the average and OK. Then I'll go back to the pivot by formula, and the next thing that we're going to put in here is the values. So I'll select the whole of the O2 column. And then the next thing that we need to put in here is the function, and I am going to choose the average. Now we have enough information that I can close the brackets at the end here and press enter to get the results from the pivot by formula. Now the date formatting here is not correct, so I'm going to change this. And I will give it a custom date format so that it matches the pivot table and OK. And now we can see that the pivot table and the pivot by formula give us the same numbers. The next thing I'm going to do is remove the grand totals. So I'll click inside the pivot table and then go up to the design tab and go to grand totals and say off for rows and columns. Then I'll go back to pivot by, and the next thing that we're going to add in here is the field headers. So this is just, did I select the headers at the top of this table or not? And I didn't, so I'm going to put 0 in here for no. And then the next option is row total depth, and this is, do we want the rows to have totals or not? And I do not, so I'm going to put 0 in here for no totals. The next thing after this is row sort order, and I don't care about this, so I'm just going to skip this. And the next thing after this is column total depth, and this is, do we want the columns to have totals? And I do not, so I'm going to put 0 in here for no totals, and then press enter. And that removes the totals from the pivot by formula. Okay, so in this video I have compared pivot tables with pivot by, and that is everything.